Hey, gun people. Well, we lost a good patriot, Anthony Scalia. It's a sad day for constitutional people that believe in the Constitution and the country. Now, I know everybody's going to be saying, why do you got to make everything political? Why you gotta make everything about liberals? Well, because it is. I mean, people who want to ignore politics, just because you don't take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics isn't going to take an interest in you. Okay? The Jews loading a train didn't want to deal with politics. They just wanted to be left alone to do their job, and they got on the train like good little boys and girls, and they got what they got. Because they didn't want to take interest in politics. Politics run the world, they run the country, and when I was younger, I could care less about politics. I didn't want to hear it. I was in the military, I was giving orders, I was sent all over the damn world to countries that I would have never seen, doing shit that I would have never done. And you know what? Politics just wasn't a thing. And the guys in Afghanistan and the desert and any conflict, politics don't mean shit out there. You want to stay alive, you want to take care of the brother next to you, and you want to get back in one piece. The politics, the reasons, the why, none of that freaking matters. But in the big picture, I mean, a lot of people are going to be like, so what? Scalia died. He's one justice, he's one stinking lawyer, one less lawyer, who cares? Man, I don't like saying that too many people are too important, because I don't think anybody's that important. Any one of us, anybody, anywhere can die, and you know what? Life goes on and everything continues. People want to say this person dies and everything changes, and they want to, they were so important. I don't like doing that, but I'm telling you, this Anthony Scalia dying, this is a big deal. This is a bad time in our country. Our country's already on a slippery slope to destruction. They're ignoring the Constitution. They're taking freedoms. They're stifling free speech. There's so much bad in this country right now that is nothing like it used to be. Not when I was a kid, not when I was growing up, when I used to go to school. I mean, everything has changed so dramatically. And you know why it's changed? Because of politics. That's why. The rule makers, the people in charge, the three branches of government, okay? Executive, judicial, legislative. Those are the three branches, all political, that make the country what it is or can change the country for good or bad. And if you can't see that and you want to ignore it and just go on your life, that's good for the people in charge, because they don't want you paying attention. They want to be able to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, and they don't want to have to answer to the peasants that just need to pay their taxes and shut up. Now, somebody put a post on one of my Facebook pages about InfoWars, and they were talking about, was he killed? Was Anthony Scalia killed? Look, well, let me get back on my other point first. I got distracted. People are like, this guy is like a dog chasing rabbits in the field. He can't stay on point. I know, I can't. My mind's just, this is really huge. So, back to not one person is that important. This person is really important right now in this time in the country. And the world's going to go on and things are going to change. But the implication effects of this guy, you throw a rock in a lake and the ripples will go on and you have no idea what they do. The old Indian saying, you can never step in the same river twice. Because once you step in that river, you change the course of water and you put changes in effect that you will never know the implications that causes down the road. And it's just a rippling effect of implications down the road. This death is a huge ripple effect on the country. I mean, it wasn't hours after this happened that you had liberals saying, we got to appoint a new justice. You had conservatives saying, we can't let them appoint a new justice. I mean, it was total. I mean, Scalia wasn't even cold yet. And this death is really bad for people who believe in the Constitution, who people want to turn this country around from the crazy liberal loon left that is dominating right now, because The conservative constitutional right people are just go along to get along. We're electing the same people, busy paying our taxes, busy taking care of our family, busy doing our own things to worry about what they do. We can't change it anyway. My vote don't count. All the excuses not to pay attention is how a country folds. I mean, if you look at history, it's just there. This is a crucial point in American history on where our country goes from this point forward. And I'm telling you, if they get another liberal left San Francisco, pink beret, gay, women right, black power, all the bullshit that the left wants to tell you is important, if they get another one of those on the Supreme Court, man, you might as well tear up that Constitution and have a burn party in your yard, because it's over. They are going to get the guns. They are going to free speech. Free speech is out the freaking door. The Constitution is nothing but a pain in the ass for the Communist Liberal Party. It's an obstruction to their ability to do what they want to do, what they know is best for everybody, to get rid of all the people that are bad, that they say is bad, and to squash their free speech and to squash their freedoms because they know what's better. That's communism, people. I don't know how people can't see the left as the most communist, corrupt party in the world. I mean, people say you hate liberals. I do hate liberals because they are a disease that is spreading, and people don't realize it until everybody's dead or sick. I mean, the first few people that died of the plague, people were like, it's the flu. Don't worry about it. I mean, a quarter of the country, half of the country was killed by the plague before people kind of went, this is kind of a serious disease. We probably ought to pay attention to it. Maybe it's not just the flu. Liberalism is not the flu. It is a plague of society. And if they replace, and they will try everything. I mean, I was just reading on here from the different Supreme Courts that are up there on where they're from. And most of the Supreme Court right now is from New York, the Bronx, San Francisco. Most of them went to Harvard. I mean, Scalia was a constitutional, just warrior when it comes to hell no. I ain't being a PC. I'm not bending the rules. I'm not making things to fit my political agenda. I am following the Constitution, what the Supreme Court is supposed to do. And it's just, it's a really, really sad day for America that one of the scholars, the greatest warrior for the Constitution, and Clarence Thomas is right there with him. And I mean, people underestimate, and he's not quite as vocal and he's not quite as controversial as Scalia was. But if they can get rid of Clarence Thomas, man, that court is screwed. But one person or two people on the court cannot control the court. There's 9 justices, and every decision is 5-4. Every decision that comes out. Now you would think, if you're really paying attention, that if these justices are the greatest and the brightest and appointed by our great presidents who can do no wrong, who got in office because they're such outstanding people and so clean and lily white, that they have no negative bad, and when they appoint somebody, we should just bow down at their knowledge and say, this is a great person. You would think if we're appointing all these great lawyers and judges to the Supreme Court, that when it came down to interpreting the Constitution to law, it would be a 9-0, an 8-1, maybe a 7-2 vote. Because maybe 1 or 2 people would disagree. But on a consensus, you would think 9 people who are supposed to be constitutional scholars could agree on something. They can't. Why? Rick, because it's political. You want to politicize everything, Rick. It's not that I'm a realist. I see things as they are, and if more people would do that, politics affect our lives, infect our lives, they destroy our lives, they make the country what it is. It can either be no freedom of speech, no freedom of press, you're being watched, the government can do what they want, they can arrest you, they can imprison you, they can lock you up if you go against them. You have to respect, bow, salute, love the government, or you're the enemy of the state and they'll come after you. That's not the kind of country I want to live in. That's not how I was raised. days. That's not how I grew up. And people be like, oh, this guy's a conspiracy nut. He's one of those right-wing crazy guys. Man, just look at the country. I mean, we have come so far to destroying everything that we were built on, raised, and how it was started, and how our country became great. Our country did not become great, and the leader of the free world, and the most prosperous and the most blinding light for people to come to freedom, wanting to come here from everywhere in the world. They wanted to come to America. We did not get there because of liberalism, because of liberal views, because of this progressive bullshit of acceptance and special reasons and special this, and we have to hire this because they're that color, and we have to hire this because they're a woman, and we have to hire this because they're gay, and this guy's retarded, so he needs to be able to teach college like anybody else because we want everything equal. Because in liberal loony land, that's what they do. They destroy things that are good. They destroy working hard. They destroy work ethics. Putting in, filling a part of a country, doing things that you work for so you gain respect. You cannot stand on the shoulders of brilliant people and suddenly say, I'm as smart as the guy I'm standing on because I'm on top. It doesn't work that way. That's how power gets abused. That's how when people think they know something because they learned one little bit and now they're put in charge of something because of their sex, gender, religion, race, whatever you want to discriminate, because that's discrimination. I know the liberals don't want to tell you that because they redefine all the words. When you put somebody in a position because of their sex or their color or their religion, that's discrimination. That's not fair and equal. That's not hiring the best person. That's not raising the standards so the best persons are in charge and are running things. That's lowering the standards so somebody's in charge because of their sex, religion, or color. So this death is just huge blow to the Constitution of this country. Now, Alex Jones was saying, did they kill him? And is this a conspiracy? And did he drop dead? Look, I'm not a big guy on this guy's so important the world's going to crush. Scalia dying does not mean it's the U.S. is going to go overnight and be dead because of him because he was so great. However, the ripple effects and the sliding of the slippery slope has just been so quickly multiplied because of his loss that there is going to be a fight to stack that court with liberal left loons, so there is no justice, there is no check and balance. Remember, liberals hate checks and balances. They don't like things being equal, because when things are being equal, liberalism fails. Liberalism can't last when things are equal and when there's a standard that only the best move up and only the best are in charge and only the best are hired. Liberalism goes away. The only way liberalism is when they can redefine words and get people to believe that it's racist to disagree with a fool because of his color or religion. Okay, it's racist when a Muslim kills somebody. If I say he's a freaking lunatic and he's killing people, that's racist. It's not that I'm telling the truth. We have to neglect the truth. We have to hide the truth and convince people that words and meanings mean nothing because we're redefining them. That's the only way liberalism happens. So, I mean, liberalism is going to be great about so they're going to claim this, oh, it's fair and Obama's fair and he should be able to appoint. And look, when they stack that court can rule politically on every political issue that affects every American from now for the next 60 freaking years. I mean, there was one justice that was on the bench for, I think, 39 years or 36 years. These guys don't go away. Once they're there, it's damn near impossible to get rid of them. They're on their deathbed, and they're still making rulings that affect everybody. Why? Because they're supporting their political party. I'm for the cause. I got to be for liberalism. I mean, oh man, this is really bad. Did they kill him? I don't know. I mean, in one way, again, my default is always whatever the government's telling you, it's not the truth. It's not the whole truth. It may be part of the truth, but it's never the truth. So that's my default position. So when the government comes out and says Scalia died of natural causes, and I was reading this all over, within minutes, I mean, that's kind of a clue. That should send up a flag and go, how the hell do they know it's natural? They couldn't have done an autopsy. Hell, they probably even haven't removed the body yet. They're still, I mean, how could they even investigate the scene? Shit, when I go to a murder scene, it's usually hours before we remove the body. And then once we remove the body, the investigation goes on for weeks. But, I mean, we're there for 24, 48 hours investigating. How the hell does a Supreme Court justice die in a hotel room and suddenly, within minutes, if not within 1 hour, they're claiming died of natural causes. There's no malfeasance. We haven't seen anything wrong. There's no reason to think that there's any wrongdoing here. Really? I guarantee you, if a liberal justice died, the FBI, DOJ, Obama would have all his goons out there freaking in 2 minutes claiming it was a big conspiracy and the right-wing crazy guys must have killed him and we have to invest, and they would use it to monopolize some political advantage if it was a liberal justice that died. Under suspicious. Is this suspicious circumstances? I don't know. Could it be? Yeah. I mean, he's out, he's supposedly in a secure areas, any place he goes, and he goes to bed and he doesn't wake up, and it's a heart attack. Now, there's so many drugs out there that can give you a heart attack and that are undetectable, and, you know, to think that the CIA or our government hasn't done that to people, I mean, I think you'd be pretty naive. I don't put anything past our government. Anybody that believes our government is so above board and perfect that they would never do something like that, well, you're probably not going to be here listening to me ramble on about how this is such a blow to our country. So, anyway, sad day, and rest in peace, my constitutional brother, and we'll end that there.